All right, now that our shadows are dry, we're gonna go ahead and very carefully, oops, we got a little bit of water in there still. Very carefully peel our painter's tape off. Oops, and if you do catch a little bit of the watercolor paper, that's not a big deal. We just need to slow it down a little bit. Whenever someone has this problem, it's almost 100% of the time because they go too fast. And that's A-okay. We got a little bit of peeling right there. No big deal for this example. You know, that'll work just fine. Let's do the next one. Okay. And a little bit of water pooling at the top, that seems to be common. We're gonna go really, really slow. Some people like to kind of put a little pressure right near where the tape's coming off. And I'm being serious when I say don't rush this. And then we'll peel the last one. Really slowly. And some of you might be wondering, you know, what are we going to do with this space right here? Well, we're going to get to that in just a second. So what we're going to do next to make these look more like trees, first of all, I'm going to erase the horizon line right in here inside my tree because, you know, we're not going to see that because the tree is in front of it. Okay. So I'm going to take my small brush. I'm going to use my, use my small brush. I'm going to make sure it's all nice and dry. Dip it in my black paint. And I'm going to create lines on this tree to kind of resemble a birch tree. So I'm just going to really carefully, I don't want a ton of water on my brush, but I'm just going to go ahead and paint some nice, simple horizontal lines. Going up and down my tree. Gonna kind of make sure one starts on one end. And there's no really right or wrong way to do this. The only thing I'm gonna recommend is that you use your fine tip brush, you only paint with the tip of the brush, and you just simply take your time. Like I said earlier, most of the problems people run into is that they decide to rush. They don't want to be patient. And when you get to down here, when you get down to where the horizon line is, you're just going to kind of eyeball it a little bit and just keep these lines going all the way to the shadow. And that's going to create an implied effect that we're still going to, you know, imagine the trunk of the tree going all the way down. So you can see how nice that looks. So we're going to go ahead and kind of finish the rest of these up. All right, there we have it. So we're gonna let this dry and then we'll talk one more time about peeling the border off. Good luck. All right, welcome back. So the last step, now that everything's dry, is to just simply peel off very carefully the tape border that I made. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And again, you wanna be as patient as you can. So what I like to do is, I'll figure out the best place to start, and very carefully keep pressure with my opposite hand right by where I'm pulling. And just go really, really slow. It's very important that you wait for it to be completely dry, or else there's a chance it might peel up some of that paint. And if you get a little spot, you know, where the paint, you can see right there a little bit, where the paint went underneath the tape, that's okay. What that means is that we probably didn't push the tape down hard enough. Okay. Kind of working our way through this a little bit. Just going nice and slow. That's why we use this painter's tape too. If you use masking tape, chances are it's going to stick a lot more and it's going to be a lot more difficult to peel off. Oops. Make sure we do this side nice and carefully. If you do peel up some of that paper, that's okay. Remember, this is just on the border. Chances are we're going to put a frame around it or a mat or something later on. And we'll do the top very, very carefully. Making sure we keep pressure down on the paper. And there we have it, our finished product. I think it looks fantastic. Hopefully yours does too. Check out Mr. Erdman's Google Classroom 6th grade wheel class page for more information about your actual project. Thanks for following along.